Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Simply Nino. Yes, it's been 2 months, almost, maybe even more, but I, same as everybody else, have been out there enjoying the sunshine. Yeah, it has been, let me say has been, because I notice in the mornings and in the evenings, yeah, it's a bit chilly, which sort of is a sign that summer is soon slipping away and the chilly autumn days stroke dark winter months is slowly creeping in. So I hope you all had a beautiful summer. Well, enjoy it while it still lasts, and by the grace of the Almighty, everyone is blessed to still be here today. Well, I have been at it again. I'm always researching, I'm always studying and reading because I am absolutely fascinated by the spirituals. Yeah, many people, or quite a number, or quite a number of people, shockingly, still unaware about life, creation, unaware of the existence of a world beyond this planet. It's amusing, like when I find someone who is fascinated by fantasy movies, or let me give you a very simple example, Harry Potter. Someone is fascinated with that, but then when it comes to researching about life, about creation, about the heavenly kingdom, about the Almighty, they just look at me and think it doesn't exist. But they are fascinated by someone who actually creates something similar. So anyway, I am just, I wouldn't even say smitten. I am just hooked on, hooked on the word, hooked on researching and reading everything about the Almighty and the kingdom beyond this world. I am collecting all the holy scriptures that were hidden, all the scriptures that were not included in the standard Holy Bible, and there's just profound wisdom that, well, once you're born again, yeah, and receive Christ, you receive the Holy Spirit, and he awakens you to his truth, and his truth is spiritual. Is hidden in the spirituals. So I will be dropping videos in between. I'm not going to do them all. I'm not going to say it all today. I'm going to make sure that the next couple of videos I'll do a bit of this, speak a bit of this and that bit concerning the Holy Spirit, because many people do not understand what the Holy Spirit is, and when I speak to some people, they will look at me and say, "You're insane." But it's so amazing. It's so amazing. When I wasn't yet awakened, yeah, I would ask pastors, I would ask in church, I would ask a Bible study, and no one was able to explain it to me until when he awakened me. So for those who still do not understand, I'm going to try and explain it in a very, very simple way that anyone can understand. So today I want just to talk about the difference between us being spirit-led, being led by the Holy Spirit, or being led by the spirit of man, because there is always a battle within each and every one of us. Because Apostle Paul even gave an example for us Christians. Yeah, Apostle Paul even gave an example that every day he wakes up to fight his battle, which means there's a battle going within each and every individual. It's like the good versus the bad, right? And I have some Muslim friends as well, and they confirm that in their religion as well, they have something similar like that. Well, it's similar, but some of, well, the fake religious folks, well, they're always fake religious folks in every religion, yeah, and they say in their one, the misinterpretation of that has brought about the fact that some individuals think that that battle means to physically go out and fight individuals who are non-Muslims. So just to clear that up again, the battle that is being talked about in the Holy Scriptures is not physical fight between two individuals from two different religions, but it is a battle going on within each and every individual every single day. Yeah, so it is very easy, yeah, it's very easy to determine or to identify at any given moment if you're being led by the Holy Spirit or if you're being led by your flesh, which again is the spirit of man, which again you can just break the flesh, break it down. If we break it down, the flesh is actually sin. So what is sin? First of all, what is sin? Sin is it's an adverse. An adverse is like a strong, extremely strong urge, or an extremely an extreme feeling of greed. Let me say this extreme desire for wealth, or extreme desire for objects. And the limitations, it's not limited only to those. It goes beyond, like people will be envious of someone's maybe car, job, lifestyle, an extreme lust for maybe women or men, or extreme lust for everything, right? Extreme lust for like, what should I say, people these days, their jewelry. It's just an extreme desire or lust. That is sin. So I was reading the hidden scriptures, yeah. And in the gospel, there's one of the books is the Gospel of Mary. In the Gospel of Mary, we find Paul, yeah, and in the Gospel of Paul, he said some interesting things. The way he broke it down was, to me, very interesting. So I'm going to read it for you. It says that in the Gospel of Mary, Paul said, "Is it possible that the law is a source of sin? Without a doubt, I would have never recognized sin if it hadn't been for the law. If the law had not stated, 'You shall not covet,' I would not have learned what coveting is. However, sin took advantage of the commandment and instilled in me all kinds of adversaries. Sin isn't alive without the law." Did you hear that? It says sin isn't alive without the law, because I rejoice in God's law in my inmost self. I see another law at war with the law of my mind in my members, enslaving me to the law of sin that dwells in my members. So, thing is, yeah, the way he said, sin does not exist without the law. So when we see when we break that down, let me say, when we break that down about sin, it says that sin does not exist. He didn't know sin until there was a law. See that? So when you go back to the book of Genesis, you will see exactly what he means. The law came first, then sin came in. So when you go to Genesis, yeah, this is a very, very, very famous book. Everybody, even non-Christians, obviously know the book of Genesis, creation, where our grandparents, Eve and Adam. So when we look in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, yeah, I'll read it where it says the fall of man, right? Now the serpent, that's chapter 3, I'll read from verse 1 to, I think, 7 or 8. No, 7. So in the book of Genesis, yeah, chapter 3, it says, "Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord Almighty had made. He said to the woman, 'Did the Almighty really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?' The woman said to the serpent, 'We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but the Almighty did say, you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.' 'You will surely not die,' the serpent said to the woman, 'for the Almighty knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be open and you will be like the Almighty, knowing good and evil.'" Now you can exactly see what Paul was saying. He said before the law existed, he never knew sin. So here, the Almighty placed the law first in the Garden of Eden. He told Adam and Eve, you will eat every fruit, but not from this tree. So the law came first. Now then comes Mr. Snippety Snap, as I call him sometimes. Snippety Snap, yeah, came and brought his new law. Yeah, he said, "You will surely not die," he said, For the Almighty knows. Now comes his new law. When you eat of it, your eyes will be opened and you will be like the Almighty, knowing good and evil. So when the law of the Almighty was in place, now then comes Mr. Snibbity Snap and brings in his laws as well. So now the battle started. The battle of good and evil. The spirit, the Holy Spirit versus flesh. The spirit of man, sin, you know, and there's always, this battle is always there. It's always there. So when we now look, at the Holy Spirit versus the spirit of man versus the flesh versus sin, it is now that you start to understand more about yourself. What you say, what you're doing, that's how you can recognize, is this flesh or is this the Holy Spirit? Because when you are a believer, when you accept Christ and you're born again, you will become a new being. The Holy Spirit is now within you, and the Holy Spirit knows the laws of the Almighty. It's like it comes with every law, everything within you. So now there is this battle that sin, the flesh, is always trying to govern above, sit, be in charge of your body, and you have the Holy Spirit there as well. So there is always this battle within you, because there is a difference. There is a difference. If you want to know, there's a difference actually in the fruits of the Spirit. There's a difference. So I'm going to read for you the difference between the fruits of the Holy Spirit and the fruits of the spirit of man, the fruits of flesh, the fruits of sin. Go to Galatians, is in the New Testament. Galatians chapter 5, I'll read from 16 to 26. It says, now this is the fruits. First, I'll tell you the fruits of the Holy Spirit. It says, so I say, live by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the sinful nature. For the sinful nature desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Holy Spirit what is contrary to the sinful nature. They are in conflict with each other, so that you do not do what you want. But if you are led by the Holy Spirit, you are not under law. You see, it says that when you are led by the Holy Spirit, you are not under law, because you are the law. You have it all within you. You know, the Holy Spirit does everything right that is good in the eyes of the Almighty. It's only when you walk by the spirit of man, the spirit of with the flesh, sin, that you will be under the law, because you have to align yourself, to God's will. You have to align yourself to God's laws. You have to obey them. But when you have the Holy Spirit within you, you have the laws and you do everything right. So you're not under the law. So it says in 19, the acts of the sinful nature are obvious. Now, this is the spirit of flesh, of man. This is spirit of sin, The acts of the sinful nature are obvious. sexual immorality, impurity and debauchery, idolatry and witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, factions and envy, drunkenness, orgies and the like. I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this will not inherit the kingdom of the Almighty. But the fruits of the Holy Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Those who belong to Christ, those who belong to Yeshua, have crucified the sinful nature with its passions and desires. Since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with the Holy Spirit. So this is just a simple explanation that every given moment you will be able to recognize that what has caught me at the moment. Is it the Holy Spirit, or is it the spirit of flesh, spirit of man? You see, fits. If you read again Galatians 5 from chapter 5 from verse 16 to 26, and get to know, memorize, I would say memorize the attributes, or yeah, the actions, or the fruits of the Spirit and the works of flesh. Because I just see myself sometimes when I'm driving and someone drives up front before you and cuts the cuts into your lane. You know, these moments where you have this something comes over you and you start swearing and shouting out loud. I always recognize, oh, and I stop. When I feel it coming, I want to say something, I stop, because I now recognize every moment I'm at work within myself to control myself. As it says, when you have the Holy Spirit within you, you have to learn to control yourself. And one thing that is funny is, like, I went to the garage, yeah, to take my car for servicing, and then my mechanic, he said, "Did you know that your horn is not working?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "What?" And I said, "No, when I bought the car, I never even tried it." It's like, "How can you drive without using your horn?" I said, "Because I'm patient. I'd rather flash. There's a way that you flash. Drivers know that you flash your lights, like if you want to get someone's attention." I never use my horn. But you find there people overcome in a moment. They're overcome by the spirit of man, and they'll be hooting and swearing and cursing and all that. And well, as it says, those who harbor the Holy Spirit within them, they will inherit the kingdom of the Almighty. So let's just work on this every day. This battle, we are all in this together. Let's just try to train ourselves every day to control ourselves, because To be honest, if everybody could sort of control themselves and learn the fruits of the Holy Spirit, this world would be different. The community just going out would be different. You would find a lot more kindness, a lot more love, a lot more peace, a lot more friendly people out on the streets. And that is what we need in this generation. So, well, normally they say, I don't know what part of the world you're watching from right now, but here in the Western world, during the winter months, people are not that friendly. Everybody's just bent over and cold and stressed and just angry. So if we could practice and learn the fruits of the Holy Spirit and work on ourselves every day, we would actually overcome the winter months a lot more happier than I always experience. So yeah, that was it for today, folks. I wish you all a beautiful evening, and by the grace of the Almighty, I hope that was simple enough, and I hope that you will join me again. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button and leave your comments, and let's discuss. If you have something you want to say, or something you want to share, or something you want to know, or questions, just drop it in the comments, and I'll also record something for you. So take care, and God bless. May you continue in his blessings, spread the love. May you always remember to walk in the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and share the love, the gospel, and keep safe. Take care.